now. So it's going live to the channel. Yeah. I hope students should be joining soon. Yeah. So we can start if you wish to.
Yes, we should start.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, good afternoon to one and all. Today, we are here to know something about whatever the career opportunities are present in the advertising field. And we have with us Mr. Shrenik Gandhi, who is Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of White Rivers Media. So, Shrenik sir, I welcome you on behalf of Acropolis family and especially the BBA department of Acropolis, and would like to introduce you to all of the family members. So, Sir is Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of White Rivers Media. He is an entrepreneur passionate about solving the business problems with insightful digital marketing. So, what is White Rivers all about? I would explain you something for that. So, White Rivers Media is a full-service creative digital agency founded in 2012 and has worked with brands like Red Chillies Entertainment, Myntra, OnePlus, Vedanta Group, Alt Balaji, Lenskart, Mycom 18, Tata Click, Dun and Bradstreet, etc. So, based out of Mumbai and Gurgaon, they are a team of 120 plus passionate digital marketeers founded by Mr. Shrenik Gandhi and Mitesh Kothari sir. So their firm is one of the foremost players in movie marketing space in India. All I can say about is in 2019 itself, they have marketed more than 35 plus movies and launched over 20 shows on various OTT platforms. So they have been featured in the 30 under 30 list by Impact Magazine 2017 and won several accolades nationally and internationally in the field of advertising and marketing. So Shrenik sir is a regular speaker at various digital and entrepreneurship summits, including TEDx. Under his guidance, White Rivers Media has been one of the only agencies to be featured in Deloitte Tech Fast 50's ranking 3 years in a row in India and APAC. In his free time, Sir loves mentoring young entrepreneurs and startups. So, Shrenik sir, I welcome you, and I would like to mentor all our students and as well as our faculty members also related something about advertising career. So, sir, please.
Perfect. So do you want me to begin, or there are more people?
Yeah, sir, definitely you can
Uh,
begin.
Perfect. So what we'd rather like to start with, if you could open up the 3 minute video, um, I think you guys would have it. If not, I'll just share my screen for you guys.
Yes, so you can share the screen or
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. Just a moment. All right. You can see my screen, right?
Just a second. It's not showing as of now, but I'll just.
Yeah, I think so. Now you can see the screen. Yeah.
You have enabled it on this through the icon of share screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a moment. Let me.
Kinjal sir, is the share screen icon enabled on Shrenik sir's studio?
Can you just do the needful, please?
No, he would be doing it himself if he is sharing it on
Okay,
his.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Can you see this screen now?
No, if you could share me the link, I'll just.
Okay. I think this is visible. Yeah.
Now it's visible. I'll just
Yeah.
enable it. Yeah.
Let me know
Yeah,
if
it's
you
visible,
hear
sir.
the audio.
Perfect,
All right.
perfect.
Is that too? Yeah. So guys, firstly, welcome. To begin with, what I would rather do is I'll quickly, showcase you a showreel of White Rivers Media, things, we've been doing in the last few years. We try to concise it over, in a 3 minute video. It has a list of things we've been doing, right? So have a look, and then we can have a conversation. In fact, what I'd want you guys to do is please consider me as a friend. Feel free to ask me any and every question about how digital marketing is, or how the digital marketing ecosystem, or how the marketing or how the advertising ecosystem is in Mumbai, in Gurgaon, or anywhere in India. What are the career prospects, etc. So one thing which I'd rather like to tell you guys is I have not prepared any presentation for this session, because I wanted the session to be heart to heart. I wanted to solve as many queries of yours as possible. So I'm happy to answer all your queries. Feel free to shoot all the queries after the video on the chat box. All right, guys. Can I have a quick thumbs up or a all right on the chat box, so I can understand if you guys are with me? Audible enough, guys? Hello. Hi, can you hear
Come on,
me?
guys.
Yeah, you can hear me, right? I'll quickly start the video.
Yes.
Yes, I hope you guys could hear it well. Perfect, perfect.
Yes,
So
yes, that was perfectly fine.
super.
Audible.
Thank you very much. So yes, I can see multiple chat messages on the screen. So let's begin. To begin with, I think initial, let me start some questions which you guys might have, since the audience is a mixed bag of first, second, and third-year-olds in the course. So let me quickly start with first question. How do you start? How do you start your career in digital marketing? Right? How many of you know the answers for this? And again, can I have a very active chat window over here, so we can keep interacting? Right. So to begin with, how do you start? Right. I think very it's you're starting your career in digital marketing. I think it begins with yourself. Look at it, charity begins at home, right? So उसी हिसाब से when when you're thinking of a digital marketing career, you have to be a digital marketer first. You have to be a digital brand first, right? How many of you are active on say Instagram? I'm sure many of you would raise your hand. How many of you are active on Facebook? Many of you would raise your hand. How many of you are active on Snapchat? Again, many of you would raise your hand. But how many of you are active on Twitter? Maybe not many. How many of you are very active on LinkedIn? Negligible number of people. True. So I think that's the first lesson. Please, guys, keep your notes on. Feel free to make notes of important points. To begin with, you need to be a brand yourself, right? You need to create a brand out of yourself if you want to build a career in digital marketing, right? There are hundreds of thousands of people wanting to get into digital, not only students, but also people who are already professionals, people who are already in the field, people who have been in the field of marketing. They want to come back and they want to start their career again. We had an intern in our office who was a 45-year-old intern. He was about to be a CMO of a company, right? A public listed company, and he realized that, boss, अगर मैं digital नहीं सीखूंगा तो मैं आगे नहीं बढ़ पाऊंगा life में. So at that age, he came for an internship with us, right? So आपका कंपटीशन ना सिर्फ आप लोग हो या आपके दोस्त लोग हैं, आपका कंपटीशन पहले जनरेशन के लोग भी हैं, राइट? पहले जनरेशन के लोग भी हैं जो अभी वापस करियर शुरू करना चाहते हैं. दे वांट टू स्टार्ट द करियर अगेन इन द फील्ड ऑफ डिजिटल मार्केटिंग. सो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू स्टैंड आउट. एंड हाउ डू यू स्टैंड आउट? इज बाय बिकमिंग अ ब्रांड योरसेल्फ. How do you become a brand yourself? Is by being super active on LinkedIn, super active on Twitter. Facebook, Insta सब लोग करते हैं, आप भी करो, no problem. But LinkedIn and Twitter, these are two platforms where you got to be super active. Now, what do I mean by super active? By super active, I mean at least, ठीक है, महीने में 2 पोस्ट, उससे ज्यादा नहीं चलेगा मुझे, right? At least 2 updates a month about anything which is insightful, anything which is extraordinary, anything which is which is common knowledge / still common knowledge driven by some insight, right? Feel free to put it up on your respective LinkedIn. Start building your own brand, start creating your own niche, right? Once your niche is created, think about it. आप 2 साल बाद जब White Rivers में या कोई और एजेंसी में इंटरव्यू के लिए आओगे, I would rather want to kind of have someone on board who themselves are a digital brand, who understand the nuances of digital, rather than someone who's a learner, right? Digital ki learning can start today. You don't need to wait for your college to get over, right? You can parallelly start working on digital, right? On creating your own brand. So I think that answers your question number 1, which I think a few people had asked me over an email on how do you start. You start by creating a brand out of yourself. Cool. I think there's Vinod has asked a question. Why did you say that your company is not the best yet? Interesting. So we had a lot of internal debate, while we were creating that video. कि यार ये line लिखे कि नहीं लिखे, right? But one thing I realized is, if the kind of work we are doing, we are surely amongst the top 3, right? But if we started considering ourselves the best, that would get in complacency in the team. That would get in people to start feeling overconfident, right? जब आप रैंक 2 होते हो ना बॉस, तो रैंक 2 जनरली ज्यादा मेहनत करता है क्योंकि उसको रैंक 1 बनना होता है, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाई वी, if you read that line properly again, we have clearly said we are not the best yet, right? तो हम बेस्ट बनेंगे, राइट? हम आज बेस्ट है, नो प्रॉब्लम, कल वापस बेस्ट बनेंगे, राइट? बीइंग बेस्ट इज अ एवर इवॉल्विंग प्रोसेस. इट्स अ प्रोसेस which one has to keep, it's a never ending process, right? मैं आज बेस्ट था but कल नहीं हूं तो क्या फायदा, right? So we have to keep evolving over it, and we have to keep doing better things, right? So I think, Vinod, I hope that answers your question, right? Any more questions? Happy to answer.
So if you could just to initiate, if you could distinguish between the traditional marketing and digital marketing for the students, as to how these two are different and what is the scope in the both.
Perfect. So I think there was a time when there were traditional marketing agencies and then there were digital marketing agencies, है ना. बोथ वर इन द गैम्बिट ऑफ एडवर्टाइजिंग. दोनों लोग एडवर्टाइजिंग करते थे, दोनों लोग अपने आप में एडवर्टाइजिंग करते थे. कई बार ट्रेडिशनल मार्केटिंग एजेंसीज पहले कैंपेन बनाता फिर डिजिटल अडेप्ट करता था. कई बार डिजिटल मार्केटिंग एजेंसीज पहले कैंपेन बना के फिर ट्रेडिशनल मार्केटिंग अडेप्ट करता था. अभी एक वी हैव रीच्ड अ पर्टिकुलर स्टेज वेयर advertising agencies which are driven by digital are occupying the center stage, right? Thanks to COVID, thanks to the pandemic, right? People, advertising agencies who are digitally strong at heart are only going to flourish. Now that brings me to another part. तो ट्रेडिशनल एजेंसी करता क्या है और डिजिटल एजेंसी करता क्या है, राइट? सो व्हाट डज अ ट्रेडिशनल marketing agency do is they would create campaigns for television, they would create campaigns for print, they would create campaigns for magazines, they would create campaigns for outdoor, and technically anything and everything which is not on your phone, right? So marketing which happens, which you can see on your phone, is digital marketing. Marketing which you see outside of your phone is traditional marketing. That's a very simple definition or difference between traditional and digital marketing, right? तो फिर the next question is, लोग digital marketing इतना बड़ा क्यों हो रहा है, right? Because the kind of time spent on phone of lately has drastically improved and increased from what it was a few years back, because obviously the phone qualities have gone up, the data speed has gone up, the storage has gone up, the kind of apps have gone up, so the whole ecosystem has flourished. And hence, because of the ecosystem flourishing, people are spending a lot more time on the phone. Now that people are spending a lot more time, there are a lot more avenues to advertise, right? And that is the birth of digital, where there are a lot of avenues to advertise and we advertise there, right? So that is essentially what a digital marketing agency does, right? Advertises products and creates brand to be consumed as content on your phone, right? So that is a simple definition and difference between traditional and digital. आपको करियर किस में बनाना चाहिए, ट्रेडिशनल में कि डिजिटल में? माय जेन्युइन आंसर टू यू इज, whatever you do, you need to learn digital. Digital is the core, it's the essence of anything, and will remain and will become a stronger essence to anything which is marketing, right? So you cannot be a marketer if you do not understand digital, right? So that is one thing you guys got to know. It is crucially important to be digital first, because consumers have become digital first, and जब consumer digital first बनते हैं तो मार्केटर्स डिजिटल फर्स्ट बनते हैं. जब मार्केटर्स डिजिटल फर्स्ट बनते हैं तो ज्यादा कंज्यूमर डिजिटल फर्स्ट बनते हैं, राइट? सो एक ये विश्वस पॉजिटिव सर्कल शुरू हो गया, राइट? सो आप यू हैव नो ऑप्शन बट टू बी अ स्ट्रॉन्ग डिजिटल मार्केटर, राइट? सो प्लीज स्टार्ट द जर्नी ऑफ बिकमिंग अ स्ट्रॉन्ग डिजिटल मार्केटर, राइट? Next question.
There are a couple of questions which have come up. So Shreyans is asking how digital marketing is different from network marketing.
So network marketing is essentially, I'm assuming, Shreyans, you're speaking about the Amways of the world. Is that what you're speaking about?
Probably, yes. That's what he's referring to.
Sure. So I think digital marketing is completely different from network marketing, right? Shreyans, network marketing में क्या होता है ना, you do one-on-one marketing and then there are people to people involved. In digital marketing, you have a scope to do one-to-many marketing, right? The fact that I'm speaking to 70 students who are based about 1,000 kilometers away from me, right? With a drop of a, so easily, that in itself is a power of digital marketing or power of digital, right? So network marketing is one-on-one marketing where a person might onboard another person, who might onboard a few other person, who might onboard a few other people, right? So that is the power of creating a network. And that chain gets restricted. But when you are on a digital marketing platform, you can do 1 to hundreds, you can do 1 to thousands, at times you can do 1 to lakhs, right? So that's the scale of digital. So I hope I could answer your question, Shreyas. So guys, if you're asking a question and if you think you got your answer, just put a thumbs up on the chat box so I can move to the next question. Thank you, Shreyas. Can I move to the next question?
Yes, sure, sir.
What are the basic steps to start our own agency? Interesting question, Vaibhav. So your question number one is, first you need to be a brand yourself. If you are not a brand yourself, people will not trust you. सिंपल है ना, अगर आप ही को अपना ब्रांड बनाने नहीं आता है तो लोग कैसे ट्रस्ट करेंगे कि आप एक उनकी कंपनी का ब्रांड बना पाओगे डिजिटल पे, राइट? सो फर्स्ट स्टेप इज क्रिएट अ ब्रांड ऑफ योरसेल्फ. That if you go to my LinkedIn right now, there are about 20,000 people who follow us. right? So that is the scale of brand we have created, right? So first step is to create, to become a brand yourself. I think step number two is ask yourself, यार आपको क्यों करना है? Right, you know, it's entrepreneurship is an inner calling, right? You can't just start entrepreneurship, right? You have to understand why do you want to do it, what's the purpose, what's the value you're adding, right? Is it even worth it? If yes, great. I think entrepreneurship has great benefits which are unparalleled, right? So but obviously it requires a lot of sacrifices, a lot of sacrifices of your social circle, lot of sacrifices of your friends time, etc etc, वो सारी चीजें होती है, because entrepreneurship के पहले 1000 दिन आपने ठीक से निकाल लिया तो बाकी के 10,000 दिन वो बिजनेस आपके निकालने में हेल्प करेगा, right? So always keep in mind, if you're starting a business, first 1,000 days you give to the business, next 10,000 the business gives to you, right? So keep in mind. And I think it's very easy to start your own agency here. You just need to understand core fundamentals of marketing. You need to understand the core fundamentals of digital. You got to be a brand. You got to have passion to become an entrepreneur. And yeah, that's it. You just start finding your clients and get started. It's very easy.
So maybe you can just add on to them as to like a digital marketing team primarily consists of, let's say, these 4 or 5 individuals with these skill sets. So, I mean, if you elaborate on it, because there's one question by Vinod, can an individual start their own company in digital marketing? So,
Right.
probably you could, yeah.
So fair enough. I think so you need a different type of people to, you need a certain set of people to start a company, right? Point number one is someone who's a strategist, right? You need someone who can find insights. Insights are essentially you know, trends which you can see in you know, in your everyday things. Insights are basically you know, I hope everyone understands insights, right? If you can, if you need someone who can find the right insights. So that's point number one. Point number two is you need to have someone who can marry the insight and write content out of it. So you need someone who's great with their words. A content writer need not be great in English, right? He could be great in any language, right? It could be Hindi, Marathi, you know, Bengali, any particular language which is fluent in, right? So someone who understands insights on how to identify trends, followed by someone who can create words out of, or create ad copies out of those trends and insights. Then you need someone who can design, right? So someone who has, right now, imagine the process: someone who identifies the insights, then someone who writes copies out of it. Copies are essentially ad lines, advertisements, followed by someone who can create designs out of it, right? So essentially a strategist, a content writer, and a designer, these are the three essential must haves to start a digital marketing agency. It could, you could say, yaar ye teen mein se to do cheez main hi kar lunga. No problem. If you think you can do it, great. There are people, or 2 people, 1 person, people team who start a agency, so that's also fine. More the merrier. More people who start, better it is, right? So I hope I could answer your question.
Yes, yes. I believe you have already answered Ayush Hariharan's question that for becoming a digital marketer, is it necessary to become a content writer?
Yeah, so you need to be a marketer, frankly. Baki sari cheezein can take care of itself. You need to have marketing fundamentals at your heart, right? I'm sure your college teaches great marketing lectures. You need to you know, you need to understand the real trends of marketing. You need to have your fundamentals extremely sharp and sorted, right? Please attend all your lectures of marketing. Trust me, till date we use it. Till date, the fundamentals of marketing, your 4 P's of marketing and various other things, till date we use it for the biggest marketing campaigns of India, right? So they are extremely essential. So that is there. So you need to be a marketer first. बाकी आप content writer नहीं हो तो चल जाएगा, आप designer नहीं हो तो चल जाएगा. You need to be a marketer. That's it. Rest everything can be taken care of. Right. So I hope Ayush ka question I have answered. Yogita, is digital marketing a good career? No, digital marketing is not a good career. Digital marketing is a great career option, right? It is probably one of the best career options right now. So telling it a good career is understatement. बहुत 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 ज़्यादा scope है boss. बहुत ज़्यादा scope है, and I strongly believe the whole journey of digital in India has just started. अभी तो डिजिटल मार्केटिंग इंडस्ट्री शुरू हुई है, राइट? सो थिंक ऑफ इट, नेक्स्ट 5 साल में, नेक्स्ट 10 साल में क्या क्या स्कोप होगा, राइट? सो योगिता, hands down, it is probably one of the best career options right now, right? In fact, I would rather want to put it in a different way. आप कोई भी करियर ऑप्शन ले लो, ठीक है, कोई भी, आपको डिजिटल मार्केटिंग नहीं आता रहेगा या आपको डिजिटल की समझ नहीं है, तो यू मे नॉट बी एबल टू एक्सेल इन दैट करियर ऑप्शन, right? So digital marketing and digital in itself has become so strong fundamentally, right? Neha, I just read your comment. Yes, you need to attend your classes. I agree, right? So yeah, coming back, if you understand digital marketing at its heart, right, then you can be successful in any career. So yeah. What else? Is there any government regulation regarding digital marketing? Sahil, no. What kind of government regulation? I think there are obviously government regulations in terms of the kind of interaction that there are some industries. So we work very closely with Dream 11. Right? So we did the entire IPL campaign recently. So I'm sure आपने IPL देखा रहेगा, और IPL देखा है तो Dream 11 की advertisements देखी रहेगी, I'm sure. So all of those were done by us. So उसमें काफी गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस है, राइट? सो गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशंस कैटेगरी वाइज होती है, गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशन ओवरऑल डिजिटल के लिए नहीं होती है. सो आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन, साहिल. एंड अगेन, एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग यू डू विच इज एथिकली एंड फंडामेंटली स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड फंडामेंटली स्ट्रेट, इट्स जेन्युइनली ओके, राइट? जनरली उसमें गवर्नमेंट रेगुलेशन नहीं होते, राइट? I think Vinod has asked a question. What do you think that is impactful on villagers who are not active on social media? Yeah, so not active on social media pe to aap, you can't reach. I think the reach of social media is increasing so much that India would be completely digitally covered in the next few years, right? So and the kind of digital penetration which is there right now is crazy, right? So I think a very small portion of people are still not getting an access to digital, and I think that will be covered very soon. So frankly, agar 70-80% people are already covered with digital, right? So I think focus on that. Now, why do you want to focus on the ones who are not? Right? What else? Oh, perfect. Sorry, Neha, I did not know you have faculty of marketing. Yes. So again, Neha, like I mentioned, I'm affirming the fact that please attend Neha's classes. Neha ma'am's classes. They will, trust me, they will help you for years and years to come. So yes. What kind? Ayush says, which type of content is better in upcoming future, video content or poster content? यार आप खुद ही बताइए, आपने पिछले कुछ दिनों में, पिछले कुछ हफ्तों में कितना वीडियो कंटेंट देखा है वर्सेस कितना पोस्टर कंटेंट देखा है, राइट? फॉर श्योर यू वुड हैव सीन मोर वीडियो, एटलीस्ट 5x or 10x more video vis-a-vis poster content. People say that a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? I'm sure all of you would have heard this. A picture speaks 1,000 words. I think a video speaks 1,000 pictures. I think that I hope that gives you an answer, right? Yeah, again, coming back to Neha ma'am, always tell my people to understand the fundamentals of any concept. Absolutely, yes, Neha ma'am. As I mentioned, just I think day before yesterday, for one of the top 3 Khans in Bollywood, we literally gave him a session on 4 P's of marketing, right? So that is the importance, right, of fundamentals of marketing. So please, everyone, attend lectures. It is really, really important. Ayush says, can you suggest how should a digital marketing student practice his skills? By practicing it on yourself, यार. एक शेफ कैसे अच्छा शेफ बन सकता है? अलग अलग टाइप का खाना खा के, राइट? अलग अलग टाइप का खाना क्रिएट करके, क्यूरेट करके, लोगों को खिला के, खुद खा के, that is how he becomes a better chef, right? An athlete, a batsman, how does a batsman get better? By practicing cricket, right? How does a footballer get better? By practicing football day in and day out. How do you become a better digital marketer? By practicing digital, right? How should you practice? It's very simple. Be super active on LinkedIn, as I mentioned. Be super active on Twitter. Be super active on Insta as well. Just notice trends, interact with brands, interact with people. Just being very, very, very active across social media channels, right? It is okay and it is great to be very, very active on social media channels, right? You cannot not be active on social media channels. What else?
Siddharth sir, Manoj sir, Anand sir, if you could also chip in with a question.
Yeah, happy to answer. I have a question for all of you guys, the students. What kind of portals? Vinod, I'll come to your answer. What kind of portals did you go through, or what kind of research material do you read every single day, or every week? Do you have a set pattern of that? Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down? People, first three people, it's fine. Just answer yes or no. Do you read a specific set of portals, marketing portals, every week? Quick, I can see Ayush, Sahil. You guys just put yes or no. No, perfect. That is what I thought. Was if you do not read, you will never be able to you will never flourish in the field of digital marketing. The field of digital marketing is changing so fast, right? That if you do not, if you are not an active reader of new things digital, you will not be able to you will not succeed in the field of digital marketing. Just to give you an example, there were times when people used to tell कि यार लोग तो बोलते हैं डिजिटल रोड चेंज हो रहा है, रोड चेंज हो रहा है, तो मैं क्या करूं, right? So what we did was we took this as an opportunity. We created an ebook, right? We launched it 2 years in a row. First week of January, which said 365 ways in which digital changed in the last 365 days, right? So we put 365 chote updates which happen in the world of digital marketing, right? In 2019, 2018, 2020, and we created a whole ebook out of it, right? So there are so many new things which happen in the world of digital that if you do not read, you will not be able to survive in the field of digital. आप digital एक बार सीख के कुछ नहीं करने वाला. Digital, I till now, right? The kind of scale and might we've reached. In spite of that, I still spend at least 1 hour a day and 2 hours every weekend reading new things digital, right? So that is the kind of passion in which with which you need to study. Any kind of portal suggestion? I think good question. Socialsamosa.com, afax.com, brand equity, right? Adweek.com. These are some portals which I read regularly. So I want you guys also to read. If I can just if you guys can just put it on the chat box. I cannot for some reason. Yeah, just put in these names. Yeah, socialsamosa.com, brand, thank you. Socialsamosa.com, brand equity, afax.com, right? I think please read these portals regularly. In fact, what I also recommend to you guys is if you guys can create groups in the class. I think Neha ma'am or any other faculty, if you guys can create groups where there could be different set of people who are reciting or speaking about new things in the world of digital to the larger forum every week, it would be really helpful for everyone involved, because I think that's when everyone in the ecosystem will grow, right? So ma'am, if you and your teams could take up this initiative, nothing like it, right? Maybe create groups of 3 or 4 people each and let them speak about all things that happen in the world of digital in the last week, right? And then let them do this presentation every Monday or every Thursday or something. Right. I think there were a few questions. I think I missed. Yeah, someone had asked, was the pandemic an opportunity? So my answer is, yeah, everything can be an opportunity. It's the way you see it, right? I think when we started when the pandemic had begun, we were a team of 120 people in White Rivers. We hired more than 50 people in pandemic, right? So we just recently crossed 170 odd people. So that's the kind of scale with which we've grown. So we almost added 50% new audience, new people in our team in the pandemic season, right? So pandemic was indeed an opportunity if you look at it as an opportunity, right? Like I mentioned, I've been very vocal about the fact that these are 6 to 8 months which are tough for the field of digital, but then next 6 to 8 years are glorious for the field of digital marketing, right? So Yes, pandemic was an opportunity, and every challenge is an opportunity. That's the way you need to see it. Yeah, cool. What else? I think I missed a couple of questions. If you could, sir, go back and just see if I missed some questions.
Well, I think you have not missed. I'll just share. Well,
I think very
what,
interesting questions, guys. Feel free
what
to
type
ask
of
me.
content make up an effective digital marketing campaign? So I believe you have answered
Hmm.
that in part, but if
Yeah.
you
So I think what kind of content? I think the content which your audience wants to see, right? Always keep yourself in the shoes of your audience and create content which you would like to see if you were the audience, right? So yes, perfect. I think great if you have marketing. In fact, not just for specialization, ma'am. If you can have for more audience, it would be really great because everyone, like I mentioned, needs to. Even a finance student needs to know digital, right? Can you tell me how your team works? So I think it's a very good set hierarchy in place. I have my core team each. So we have a very interesting hierarchy where only 7 people report to me, but these 7 people are reported to by about say about 150 plus people, right? So each one has a team of about 20 to 25 people, right? And these 20 to 25 people among in their hierarchies report to my core team, and my core team reports to me. So that's a very simple way in which we work. We have our strict follow-ups, we have our strict SOPs. We do not do any work if it is not a part of an SOP, right? So there are strict reports, strict SOPs we follow, and that's how we work. In terms of type of challenges we receive, no, I think a lot of marketing companies in India have been receiving challenges of managing growth, right? So what I mean by that is, Ayush, the challenge is not कि यार काम नहीं है. The challenge which most marketing companies in Mumbai and Delhi are facing right now is काम है लोग नहीं है, right? So I think that's the biggest challenge which maximum agencies and marketing companies face is, there's we all are hungry for the right talent, right? And there is more than enough work even if we become 2x the size right now, right? अगर हम अभी 170 180 लोग हैं, हम 350 लोगों की टीम भी बन जाए, there is more than enough work, right? So yeah, I think that's one of the challenge we face. What else?
there is a question on ethics and social media.
Right. So I think, can you please share your insights about ethics and social media? So I think the answer is very simple. Please be truthful. Please be absolutely honest. People on the in the world of digital are, they can see through things, right? They can understand if you're lying, right? So brands which lie, brands which are not true to itself, people will see through it, right? And you will become a joke, right? So please be absolutely truthful as a brand, right? If you are truthful at its heart, so I think ethics should not be a worry because you are truthful at heart and you would only do the right things, so it is fine. I think Vinod has Neha, ma'am, I hope I've answered your question. Feel free to ask me more if I haven't. We know how small businesses can afford digital marketing for their businesses, means it's in terms of cost. Interesting. So I think any and every business can afford digital marketing till the time they do not see digital marketing as an expense. आप जब एक से ऑफिस बनाते हो या फिर एक शॉप बनाते हो या फिर एक कॉर्पोरेट टावर बनाते हो, राइट? आप उसमें कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर करते हो, राइट? कोई भी बंदा जब एक मॉल बनाता है, राइट, से थिंक ऑफ अ मॉल और थिंक ऑफ अ शॉप इन द मॉल, राइट? आप ये बोलोगे कि यार मैंने मॉल बनाने में या फिर शॉप बनाने में ऑफिस बनाने में XYZ खर्चा किया, बट आप अगर मार्केटिंग को एक्सपेंस समझोगे और मार्केटिंग को इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं समझोगे ना, तो आपको कोई भी मार्केटिंग कभी भी अफोर्डेबल नहीं लगेगा. You have to consider marketing as an investment, right? If you consider, क्योंकि आप see think of it, आप investment किस चीज को consider करते हो? Let's go one step back, विनोद. आप इन्वेस्टमेंट उस चीज़ को कंसिडर करते हो जिसके बेनिफिट्स आप साल दर साल, महीनों दर महीनों आप रीप कर सको, राइट? सो यू कंसिडर इन्वेस्टमेंट to those things whose benefits you can reap over a period of time. I think that's what marketing does to you, right? Marketing gives you benefits which you it helps you create a brand, right? Um, people say that was invest in building your brand because it will live longer than you. आप जो कपड़ों में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, आप बाकी चीज़ों में, आपके लाइफस्टाइल में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, you should invest time and money in creating your own brand because it is literally going to live more than you, right? So think of it from that perspective, and I think then any and every business can you know afford digital marketing. What else? That there also, you need not to go all out in terms of your spends from the beginning, right? You can always scale it up. धीरे 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 बढ़ते जाओगे, वैसे वैसे scale बढ़ाते जानी है spend की. So that's what you can do. So it's completely fine. Thank you.
Sir, what will be the salary of this digital marketer?
So yeah, it depends. What scale are you coming at? There could be people who would come in at entry level. So entry level salary starts at about say about 18-20 grand a month. So that's about a 2.5 lakh rupee salary a year, right?
Okay.
It goes all the way up to 30-40 lakhs a year.
Okay.
And the good thing about that is आप ये 2 से 30 की जर्नी 6 से 8 साल के अंदर कवर कर सकते हैं. एट मैक्स 10 साल में कवर कर सकते हो.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the best thing about digital. Where आप बाकी जगह पे आपसे मे बी 5 या 6 से शुरू करके धीरे 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 ग्रो करोगे, इधर 2 से 30 की जर्नी हाइपर स्पीड में होती है.
Shrenik, I have a
way
question.
Sure, please.
How do you measure advertising effectiveness?
So digital advertising effectiveness.
Yes.
So it depends. So to begin to find effectiveness, I think we have to go one step back. We have to define the objectives clearly, right? What is the objective which one might have in terms of creating an ad campaign, right? If your ad campaign's objective are to create a brand journey, if your ad campaign's objectives are to create the right noise, then I think that should be your objective, right? And that should be the effectiveness. If your ad campaign's objectives are to get leads, then you should calculate your cost per lead. How many leads are you getting at what cost, etc., etc., and that defines your effectiveness. If your finally your objective are final sales, तो सीधा कितने पैसे खर्च किए, कितना sales आया, and you divide cost per sale, and then you see whether आपके margin में fit बैठ रहा है कि नहीं, right? So there are businesses which operates at a 10% margin. आपका product का cost है से ₹1,00,000, right? So and से आपको एग्जांपल अगर 10 यूनिट्स बेचने हैं, राइट? सो अगर आप डिजिटल पे से मोर देन 1 लाख स्पेंड कर रहे हो, देन मे बी इट्स नॉट वर्थ इट, राइट? सो आप उस हिसाब से इफ यू कैलकुलेट, essentially you can calculate vis-a-vis margins as well, right? So I hope I could answer your question, sir.
Yes. I understand. Yes.
Thank you. Creating a website is enough for digital marketing. Is this true? No, that's not true. It's important. It's important to start with a website, right? I'm not telling website is not everything. Website is your center repository of all the information possible, right? Website say you can start the journey, and over a period of time you can create content across channels, right? Ayush has asked me, are the levels of digital marketing, like level of content and all? Sorry, Ayush, I couldn't understand the question. If you could ask me more specifically, please. Which book would you recommend us on marketing? I think you read as many Philip Kotler books as possible, right? I will not name which book. I would say read all books of Philip Kotler, right? So I think he's the god of marketing. Please feel free to read all his books. In fact, you can also read what I fondly call him as Indian Philip Kotler. His name is Mr. Jagdeep Kapoor, right? He has written multiple books. If you can just Jagdeep, Jagdeep Kapoor. right? Have a look at his books. His books are very, very good as well. They, you know, they are marketing hacks for the Indian customer, right? So please read his books as well. If one, that's right, Jagdeep Kapoor on marketing and Philip Kotler on marketing. If one makes a website, who can he she commercial how can he commercialize it? So again, depends on the product, depends on the brand, depends on what you want to do. Ananya, if you want to create a website to sell, you can kind of add e-commerce layer to it. If you want to create a website to do branding, you can add, you know, a lot of stories to it. So it depends on the objectives, right?
Sir, how could you increase traffic website?
So it is very simple. You need to do advertisements on social media. You need to do advertisements on Google, right? It's I think Facebook and Google fondly have this particular phrase where they say, if you are not paying, you are the product.
Okay.
It means is कि आपने फेसबुक पे अकाउंट बनाने के पैसे नहीं दिए, आपने गूगल पे अकाउंट बनाने के पैसे नहीं दिए, राइट? तो अगर आप पैसे नहीं दे, देयर इज नो फ्री लंच, राइट? अगर आप वो चीज के पैसे नहीं दे रहे हो, दैट मीन्स आपको वो प्रोडक्ट बना रहे, तो आपका डेटा बेच रहे हैं, राइट? So essentially, advertisements are the only way in which a social network or a company like Google would make money, right? So that's what you need to do to get traffic on your website.
Sir, there is one more question. For digital marketing, we need to target every single media platform. Asked by Vinod Kumar.
Thank you, Vinod. So Vinod, frankly, depends on the objectives again. See, digital में the best thing is one size doesn't fit all. मैं जो एक चीज, in fact, same type के दूसरे brand के लिए भी नहीं कर पाऊंगा, right? So you need to keep creating new avenues to market. You need to keep rethinking various ways to market, and you need to keep exploring new mediums to market. तो सारे प्लेटफॉर्म सारे ब्रांड के लिए काम नहीं होंगे, राइट? सो कुछ प्लेटफॉर्म्स कुछ ब्रांड्स के लिए होंगे, सारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स कुछ ब्रांड के लिए रहेंगे, और कोई प्लेटफॉर्म्स कोई ब्रांड के लिए नहीं रहेंगे, राइट? सो डिपेंड्स, कंप्लीटली डिपेंड्स है आप क्या मार्केट करना चाहते हो, क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव है, राइट? Email marketing is just spam. No, it is not spam. Email marketing, if done right, it is awesome. Email marketing done to opt-in audience. Opt-in audience का मीनिंग ये होता है, विनोद, कि जिन ऑडियंस ने बोला कि हाँ मुझे ईमेल चाहिए आपसे, हाँ मुझे ईमेल चाहिए आपके ब्रांड से, वो ऑडियंस को आप अच्छे से ईमेल मार्केटिंग कर सकते हो. बट आप अगर स्विगी का ईमेल मार्केटिंग देखोगे या जोमेटो का देखोगे, दे आर डन ब्यूटिफुली. So it is not spam. It is in fact, I think, wonderful marketing, right? I think we are on 249. Last couple of questions quickly, guys. Did I miss any questions? If yes, feel free to put it again on the chat box. Any of the faculty, if you have questions or comments, happy to
One question by Ayush. She's probably asking about startups in the field of digital marketing. So, are there any good startups which are doing something good work? Or yeah.
Sure. No. So are there any good startups in digital marketing? As in, I didn't understand the question.
Well, I probably is asking about startups, emerging startups in the digital marketing. Not the established
Right.
digital marketing agencies, but if some startups are doing something differently.
So I think what you should focus on right now is just to make sure your fundamentals are are in place. Just focus on building your fundamentals. This is your time to not go out and start working. It is your time to make your fundamentals sharper. So please go back to the drawing board. Make your fundamentals stronger. That is the only way to go, right? If your fundamentals are strong, no one will stop you from flying. So startup, no startup, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Make sure your fundamentals are right. Right. I think there's Ankesh has asked, can you please tell me? Ankesh has logged in from Gopal Das Maheshwari. I don't know why. Okay. Sir, Ankesh here, please tell me, digital marketing is better than in India or foreign? नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं मानता हूँ मैं मानता हूँ कि इंडियन कस्टमर्स ना कम्प्लीटली अलग है. आपके जो कस्टमर्स अब्रॉड होते हैं उससे इंडियन कस्टमर्स कम्प्लीटली अलग है. तो इंडियन कस्टमर्स के लिए इंडियन टाइप की मार्केटिंग होती है, बाहर के कस्टमर्स के लिए बाहर की टाइप की मार्केटिंग होती है. सेम ब्रांड अलग अलग ऑडियंस के लिए अलग अलग टाइप की मार्केटिंग करता है, राइट. सो इट कंप्लीटली डिपेंड्स आप क्या मार्केट करना चाहते हो, किसको मार्केट करना चाहते हो, राइट. सो आई होप आई कुड आंसर योर क्वेश्चन. Cool. Did I answer all the questions?
Yes, sir. Any questions that you want to ask?
Sahil's question, then one last we can take. How does SSM panels, I'm not sure, Sahil, are you impose threats to digital marketing?
So are you saying social media panel, basically the panels which get you followers, etc., Sahil? Yes or no? So while Sahil comes back, I think there's another question as digital by Yogita. As digital marketing is affecting traditional marketing, after some time they may be in count of unemployed who are doing traditional marketing. Economy may suffer. What's your opinion on that? So yeah, frankly, let's understand one thing, Yogita. Business is not charity, right? People who are in the traditional business, they need to adapt to new things, right? आप अगर बोलोगे कि यार मैं, आप मुझे एक चीज बताइए योगिता, आपने लास्ट टाइम फैक्स मशीन का यूज कब किया था? कैन यू जस्ट टेल मी योगिता, फैक्स मशीन आपने लास्ट कब यूज की थी? You don't remember, right? So that's the point, right? अगर टेक्नोलॉजीज इवॉल्व हो रही है और आप अगर एक फैक्स मैन्युफैक्चरर हो तो आप बोलोगे कि नहीं यार मैं तो यही बनाते रहूंगा क्योंकि मैं तो सही टाइम से करता हूँ, लोग चेंज कर दे पर मैं मेरे लोग फैक्स मशीन ही बनाते रहेंगे तो कंपनी बंद होनी है, राइट. सो दे हैव टू अडेप्ट, सो पीपल हैव टू अडेप्ट टू न्यू थिंग्स. तो उसी हिसाब से ट्रेडिशनल मार्केटिंग वालों को भी अडेप्ट करना पड़ेगा डिजिटल को, वरना if you don't adapt, the things will not come in your lap, right? One has to earn it, one has to work towards it, one has to keep evolving. Even a digital marketer has to keep learning. अगर आप learn नहीं करोगे तो आप भी unemployed हो जाओगे, right? So it is completely fair. It is business and one needs to keep learning to be in business. So people in traditional marketing who do not learn digital, and if they get unemployed over the next few years, it is completely their fault. They had an opportunity to learn, they did not learn. As I mentioned some time back, we had an intern who was almost around a 50-year-old intern who was almost becoming a CMO at a large company, but he wanted to learn digital and hence he came to our agency for 2 years or for 2 months, right? So learning ki chahat honi chahiye. If you're learning, then I think you will never be unemployed. SEO is not about keywords. SEO is about a lot more. SEO is only about the right content. आपका content ठीक है. Keywords are a plus one. Keywords are like cherry on the cake, right? SEO is, SEO is all about content, and content is the cake. कीवर्ड्स ठीक होना मतलब वो केक पे चेरी होती है तो केक अच्छी लगती है, पर केक पे चेरी नहीं होती तो भी केक होती है ना. सो केक, राइट? सो दैट वे केक इज इक्वल टू कंटेंट, कीवर्ड्स इज इक्वल टू चेरी, राइट? सो चेरी वाली केक सबको पसंद होती है तो राइट कीवर्ड्स along with great content is great, but when a right content will also find its place.
Any more questions, sir?
I think we are done with the questions.
Okay.
Personal selling will be able to, Deepika Kapoor, do you think that personal selling will be also able to replace some new technologies? Anything and everything is replaceable, right? So one has to, Sai, please feel free to write your question again.
Yeah, he's referring to those who bring traffic to the website. Those probably.
Okay, I'll come to that. I got your question. I'll come to that. So Deepika, but anything can be replaced. So as I mentioned, अगर आप खुद को evolve नहीं करोगे ना Deepika, तो आप replaceable हो. आप खुद का niche create करोगे boss, तो आप replaceable नहीं हो, right? So it is crucial to create a niche. To create a niche, you should be a great learned person. To become a great learned person, you have to attend Nehemiah's classes. So please do the needful.
Also, just to add, Deepika ma'am's classes.
Everyone's classes, yes, everyone's classes. Please attend classes.
Yeah.
As a student, I had bunked some lectures, and I regret that I did that. So my genuine request to you as an elder brother is please attend classes. बहुत 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 काम आएगा वो. Couple of quick questions there. Do you think personal? I replied to that. Panels to generate traffic by simple है. पैनल से ना रियल ट्रैफिक नहीं आता है साहिल. Panels give you bot traffic. Bot traffic spoils the ecosystem. So please do not go fall in the trap of bot traffics. Right? So आप सिर्फ सही चीजें करो. सही चीजें करने को इतनी सारी है यार, तो बुरी चीज क्यों करनी है यार? बहुत 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 ज्यादा स्कोप है सही चीजें करने का. तो वो शॉर्टकट मनी मत बनाओ. नहीं मजा है उसमें. राइट? वो आपको लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेन नहीं करवाएगा. Your opinion on customers privacy or customer data privacy in this era. So ma'am, again as I mentioned, आप एक चीज समझिए, डिजिटल पे जो लोग आ रहे हैं 18 प्लस आ रहे हैं, राइट, जनरली, या 16 प्लस आ रहे हैं, वो आर डिसेंटली मेच्योर इंडिविजुअल्स. तो एज अ डिसेंटली मेच्योर इंडिविजुअल, वन हैज one has to be mature enough to give or not give the kind of data they want to or do not want to, right? So तो essentially customer privacy थोड़ा बहुत अगर कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो रहा है, अगेन आई डोंट यूज द वर्ड कॉम्प्रोमाइज, आई थिंक कस्टमर प्रिवेसी को सही से यूज किया तो अगर आपको बेटर प्रोडक्ट्स अगर मिल रहे हैं तो इट इज ग्रेट. कस्टमर प्रिवेसी का मिसयूज किया तो वो गलत है, राइट? सो आई थिंक दैट्स अ फाइन लाइन व्हिच अ मार्केटर हैज टू वॉक अक्रॉस, right? If you are able to choose and get better products at same price or better prices, absolutely, I'm happy to forego some of my privacy, right? So yeah, I hope I could just plug in my. Yeah, I hope I could answer the question. And Sahil say they increase your numbers, but वो numbers shallow numbers है भाई. They are not real numbers. जो आपके पैनल से numbers आते हैं वो real numbers नहीं होते साहिल. आपके पैनल के numbers are fake numbers. They just bloat up your system. Bloating up does not make your core strong. You need to be strong at your core, right? So please do not do panels.
I think this is sufficient.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So that's very nice. Hello and good afternoon to most valued and worthy guest, Honorable Management of Acropolis College, respected faculty members, and my beloved students. It gives me immense pleasure that I am proposing a vote of thanks for this insightful session on career in advertising and especially digital marketing. I am thankful to Mr. Shrenik Gandhi, sir, CEO and co-founder White Rivers Media, for sparing his valuable time to address our students with his immense knowledge on advertising and digital marketing. I hope this session would be a very fruitful for our students in selecting their career in especially digital marketing and advertisement. Once again, thanks, Tenik sir, for enlightening our students with your knowledge in an interactive way. I am very also thankful to the participants for their active participation. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best, guys. I hope to see you guys becoming a great brand on LinkedIn and Twitter. And I would be happy to have you on board whenever you become. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Shrenik.
Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.